Hello. In the previous video, I was talking about learning style and study strategy, multiplication table, and how to read. So in this video, I would like to emphasize and answer for the question I've heard a couple of times. Does my child have learning disability? So your child might have a learning disorder if he or she doesn't master skills in reading, spelling, writing, or math at all near expected age and grade levels, has difficulty understanding and following instruction, has trouble remembering what someone just told him or her. Many children with learning disorders, also called learning disabilities, struggle in school long before being diagnosed. This can affect a child's self-esteem and motivation. Understand how to recognize signs of a learning disorder and what you can do to help your child is important. So what is a learning disorder? A learning disorder is an information processing problem that prevents person from learning a skill and use it effectively. Learning disorders generally affect people of average or above average intelligence. As a result, the disorder appears as a gap between the expected skills based on age and intelligence and academic performance. One more time. A learning disorder is an information processing problem that prevents a person from learning a skill and using it effectively, and generally affects people of average or above average intelligence. If someone doesn't fit the box, it's no problem. Common learning disorder affects a child's abilities in reading, written expression, maths, or non-verbal skills. Very often, these children are genius. That's what I'm saying. I repeat it again. Very often, these children are genius. I worked with dyslexic boy. He was genuine in computers and got grade A by the end of the year as assisted him with my technology and the outside the box approach. That's important. Reading. Learning disorders in reading are usually based on difficulty perceiving a spoken word as a combination of distinct sounds. This can make it hard to understand how a letter or letters represent a sound and how letter combinations make a word. Problems with working memory, the ability to hold and manipulate information in the moment also can play a role. Even when basic reading skills are mastered, children may have difficulty with the following skills: reading at a typical pace, understanding what they read. There are lots of misunderstanding words. Explain it, show pictures. You can overcome it very easily. You can learn more about my next masterclass. Recalling accurately what they read. Many times they do not understand. This is why they cannot recall, versus other brain type can easily memorize. But if they memorize, they can't apply what they learned. That's a big difference. Making interference based on their reading, spelling is difficult for very many. It also takes understanding what the word means and preparing the words from Play-Doh, know the meaning of it. Then practice many times in a different way. Color it, one letter is bigger than the other, let him play with the words, so it's easier to memorize that. A learning disorder in reading is usually called dyslexia, but some specialists may use the term to describe only some of the information processing problems that can cause difficulty with reading. Better to focus on his genius and strengthen that one and let the other subject follow. Written expression. Writing requires complex visual, motor, and information processing skills. A learning disorder in written expression may cause the following: slow and labor-intensive handwriting that's hard to read, difficulty putting thoughts into writing, written text that's poorly organized or hard to understand, trouble with spelling, grammar, and punctuation. Maths. A learning disorder in maths may cause problems with the following skills: understanding how numbers work, relate to each other, calculating math problems, memorizing basic calculations, using math symbols, understanding word problems, organize and decoding information while solving a math problem. Or I would say, if a couple of this is present, although many times these are a reflection of own teaching method, this is why I keep repeating in almost all the videos, learn by understanding. If a child with a learning disorder in non-verbal skills appear to develop good basic language skills and strong rote memorization skills early in childhood, difficulties are present in the visual spatial skills, visual motor skills, and other skills necessary in social or academic functioning. A child with a learning disorder in non-verbal skills may have trouble with the following skills: interpreting facial expression and non-verbal cues in social interactions, using language appropriately in social situations, physical coordination, fine motor skills such as writing, attention, planning, and organizing, higher level reading comprehension or written expression, usually appearing in later grade schools. So what causes learning disorders? Factors might influence the development of learning disorders include family history and genetics, Tana'atara and neonatal risk, psychological trauma, physical trauma, environmental exposure. So what are the signs of learning disorder? Your child might have a learning disorder if he or she doesn't master skills in reading, spelling, writing, or maths at or near expected age and grade levels. Again, keep in mind that teaching methodology and learning style could influence this significantly. Has difficulty understanding and following instructions, has trouble remembering what someone just taught him, lacks coordination in walking, sports, or skills such as holding a pencil, easily loses or misplaces homework, school books, or other items, has difficulty understanding the concept of time, resists doing homework or activities that involve reading, writing, or math, or consistently cannot complete homework assignments without significant help, acts out or shows defiance, hostility, or excessive emotional reactions at school or while doing academic activities such as homework or reading. So seeking help for learning disorders. Early intervention is essential. A child who doesn't learn to add in elementary school won't be able to tackle algebra in high school. Children who have learning disorders can also experience performance anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, chronic fatigue, or loss of motivation. Some children might act out or distract attention from their challenges at school. The child's teacher, parent, or guardian, doctor, or other professional can request an evaluation if there are concerns about learning problems. Your child will likely first have tests to rule out vision or hearing problems or other medical conditions. Often a child will have a series of exams conducted by a team of professionals, including psychologists, special education teacher, occupational therapist, social worker, or nurse. The determination of learning disorder and the need for services are based on the results of tests, teacher feedback, input from parents or guardians, and review of academic performance. Diagnosis of severe anxiety or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder also might be relevant. These conditions can contribute to delays in developing academic skills. In the meantime, help your child understand in simple terms the need for any additional services and how they may help. Also, focus on your child's strengths. Encourage your child to pursue interests that give him or her confidence. Together, these interventions can improve your child's skills, help him or her develop coping strategies, and use his or her strengths to improve learning and in and outside of school. So, learn more on my next workshop. What would be the study strategy? What could be the areas of study? What is the learning style? And how to implement this? I explain more about study strategy, learning style, why it's important, how to learn by understanding. And remember, each child is unique, has his own genius. They have their natural way to learn. education system may not consider this, but at home you can assist in a way that you consider their strengths and capabilities. Plus, he doesn't need to fix into the box. Yeah, thank you so much. See you on my next